play the game with no timeouts. You ride my wave, you're getting wiped out. Big mistakes get white out. I spot you like a lighthouse. Watch your moves like a night owl. On a full moon, wolves gon' howl. Can't bounce back, no rebounds. I show up like me how. Yo, welcome back to another episode of the Tip Off. I am your host, Iceman the Eskimo, and y'all know what I came to talk about today, as we came to talk about. Now, I see who's on the panel. We're talking about the Nets, loaded with guards, and everything else that come along with the Nets. You know what I mean? So, John, Leaf on the panel. What's going on, y'all?
Good to be here as always, Ice and Leaf. Thanks for joining the panel. Yeah, listen, we're less than 5 or 6 days away from media day. The Nets still have over 20 guys on the roster. A lot of moves happening here or there, so definitely the Nets have a lot left unsettled. They still have to meet the minimum cap floor. So yeah, it's a circus riot right now. I mean, we still don't know who really is going to be on this team. We had the Kobe Buffkin move yesterday, and it was just announced today that Maduko, who they signed yesterday, the center. He's now being moved to the G League. He was waived. That was to make room for Kobe Buffkin because that trade was finalized today. So around probably 22, 23, and that's not counting the Fanbo and Grant Nelson signings. And Nets Daily reported that a teammate of Fanbo says that he's a shoo-in potentially to get that last two-way spot. So there's still some moving parts that the Nets have to finalize just before media day. They still have to cut the roster by 3 just to get to the 21 minimum for the preseason games. So, yeah, there's a lot going on right now. And I don't know if anybody saw it today with Brian Lewis. He announced a few things, which we're going to get into. But, yeah, the Nets have a lot to get done before next Tuesday. So, buckle up.
Yeah, I did see. I don't know if you've seen this. Fambo and Drew Timmy was working out at Gonzaga. You know what I'm saying? Together. I still don't know if Drew Timmy going to make the roster. You know what I mean? I don't know if Drew Timmy going to make the roster, but I did see that Fambo teammate said that he is going to get another two-way. I thought he should have got the two-way, but
Right.
The other guy that just got signed to the two-way, Liddell,
Yeah.
something like that, got signed to the two-way. You know what I mean? But look at the poster in the back that I got, loaded with guards. I think you said that, John. 11. So 11. Well, at least I have 11 on here. 11 guards. You know what I mean?
10, 11, 12.
10, 11, 12. Yeah, yo,
Yeah.
10, 11, yo, yeah. So it's 12 guards on here. You know what I mean? And what do we do? You know what I'm saying? With all these guards, you know what I mean? Like, I can think of 11 guards. You know what I mean? Who stays, who goes? We got to cut like, what do we got to cut like?
5 or 6, something like
six
that.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 or 6 people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
5 or 6 folks.
Yeah, it's definitely it's definitely a lot that has to get done. That's for sure, Ice. I mean, we have 10 or 11, as you said, and it was reported today from Brian Lewis that there's huge chance that Cam Thomas is likely done in Brooklyn after this year. So maybe getting all these guards, they're just trying to hope something sticks at the wall. And right now, we really have a lot of open positions to see who could be our scoring guard or point guard of the future. And yeah, we're definitely going over the maximum right now, which is ridiculous. But this is what.
Yeah. You still there, John? You still chopping it up? I think I lost you for a little bit.
Yeah, so
All right. Yeah,
well,
nah.
we go right now.
Yeah, we good. You know what I mean? So that's facts
Yeah,
with all, you know what I'm saying? I can name all the guards, but it's too much. Notorious, I see you. Leaf, I see you on here. I don't know if you still, you know what I'm saying, busy. But what do we do with all these guards, bro? What are we doing with all these guards?
Well, in my opinion, I think they trying to find out how many guards they could play in different spots. You know, like if it's twos, how many of them could play the three? If it's ones, how many of them could play the two? But I'm positive that all these dudes in the background of the screen ain't gonna be here by the time the season start. It'll probably be maybe about a good 5 of them. I would say. I mean, I guess that's good news for the other positions. The other positions ain't really much to fight for. I mean, Clowney seemed to be solidified. I mean, obviously Dayron seemed to be solidified on his spot. What Zaire seemed to be solidified at his spot. With him and Dayron signing the deals that they signed. But I think this goes way beyond finding basically finding replacement for Cam Thomas. I think this goes beyond finding more versatility, and I think that's kind of how we drafted with the five players. They want guys that could play multiple spots. You know what I'm saying? That's what it seemed like, but it definitely seemed like they throwing multiple stuff at the wall and see what's gonna stick, but
Yep.
they're throwing it at the wall knowing that there's some sort of versatility that may be involved. So it seemed that way to me. So that's why I get. That's my whole take on it, man. I can't come up with nothing else, man. I sit around at my office desk and I sit back and I wait for stupid shit to happen, bro. Like, and then I come in there and then I rant about it. So
Right, Notorious. What you think? What you think, man? What you think we doing with
Notorious.
all these guards?
What's good? Yeah, I'm
Yo,
pretty much the same thing. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear
yeah,
you.
yeah, I got you.
Pretty much the same thing. Piggyback off of what Leaf said. I mean, and what John said. Right now the Nets they broke it down to the studs, man. They got this thing. They got this thing broken down to the studs, and I like Leaf said. I think they know what they want, but at the same time, they don't know what they really have in the players that we have, or they're not really too sold on a lot of them. So pretty much it's going to be like Hunger Games, man. It's going to be like Hunger Games slash Squid Games when it comes to the tryouts for this team, because it's a lot unchecked boxes that they have to fill. So, and that's why I think they brought in so many people, because it's like, okay, well, if we bring in a bunch of people, then a couple of these guys got to stick. You know what I mean? Or at least have something that we're comfortable with to move forward with. So, um, yeah, I mean, it is what it is, man. I said the same thing to Nez Daily. I'm like, damn, we got like 10 guards. He's like, yeah, that's what usually happens when you're rebuilding. I mean, yeah, this is a this the Nets don't have any real core or that guy to really build around. So they gotta find something that's gonna stick, with their future and what they how they plan on moving forward. So
Right,
that's
But
it.
right. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out how they trying to move forward. You know what I mean? How are they trying to move forward? Um,
just just to add to that, bro. I didn't mean to cut nobody off, but just to add to it, I think what you seeing on the screen is basically everything that's been said about not having a guy, and this is what sort of what a rebuild looks like when you rebuild and you don't have anybody to rebuild with, like a set at stone to rebuild with. This is basically what you're doing. You basically just grabbing bolts and knots out of a box and seeing which one will fit and help you, tool everything together. You know what I'm
right.
saying? And this is basically what it looks like. I mean, we only got one lottery pick, and that's Gore. And all of these guards is basically saying we don't know if we picked the right guy. We made a pick a number three or number four option to go move forward, but we don't know if we picked a number one. I mean, it's not like we picked Apollo or whatchamacallit or got a number one pick or number three pick. It's not like we picked Cade Cunningham. We got Yegor. I mean, but we don't know what he is or what he could be. We
right,
don't know if Drake Powell could be a better two-way. We don't know. We don't know nothing, bro. Like, I mean, and they don't know nothing. So
that's
it's
but
it's
that's what
basic. It's
happens when you
basic.
have
Yeah,
to
it's
rebuild. It's a
basically
lot
it's
of
basically a
unknowns.
mystery. Yeah, and it's a lot of unknowns, and it's basically saying, "Yo, the NBA ain't gonna do us no favors, so we gonna have to figure this shit out ourselves."
You know what's
yeah,
ironic, Leaf? I called this team the Junkyard Squad last year. Well, now we're just a junkyard. Like literally, we have an organization that's searching through all the scrap heap, broken down cars. I mean, we call the Brooklyn Ward. I mean, Kobe Buffkin, another injury-prone project. We're hoping to rehab and get something out of. Like, this is classic Sean Marks 101. Will it work? Probably not. Will potentially find us a piece that we could utilize somewhat? Probably. But this is just like the ebbs and flows of this current regime. Like, they're looking for anything because they know they screwed up last year's
I'm
supposed
not gonna.
tank.
But here's
Well, I no no no. I wouldn't necessarily say in terms of like if you want to say they're screwed up in terms of the tank, that's fine with me, bro. Like, but at the same time, at the very least, they're missing out on Ace at number what 5, I guess, or missing out at or Fierce at number 7. That might have been the big layup miss. I don't know for sure, bro. Like we don't know. The only time to tell. What I can say is they not looking for the NBA to do them no favors if they out here signing all
Right.
these dudes because they don't. Because even if they do use these players to tank or to have a bad record this year, I mean. I, I don't think I don't think they believe that the NBA is going to help them with anything. They like we got one pick this year and we basically got one shot like Eminem, man. You do not miss your chance to go off.
Right.
but
You're right
here's
about
the
that.
thing though. Like, I mean, this is what everybody was asking for when we was in the Mikel Ben era and the Cam
Right.
Johnson era when we was just didn't have no direction, just trying to stay afloat, just middling. Everybody was asking for the organization to pick a direction. Now we finally pick a direction, and Muggs is starting to see that hey, this shit ain't gonna be a sweet ride. People want to complain about it. I
Yeah,
get it. Yo,
but I don't think
we
this is
could
the direction though. This is
right.
basically
Right.
like
That's the
This is
problem.
hold on. Let
this
me
is
finish the
basically
verse.
like it's like the furniture store that I'm working
This
at. It's
is
a
the
bunch of
direction.
scraps.
It's just that a lot of y'all don't agree with how they're going about doing it. They're rebuilding. This that's the direction we're going. It's no doubt about that. It's just that
Right.
certain
Right.
fans question how we're going about doing it based on us not. Some people feeling we didn't fully go in on the tank last year. You know what I mean?
Right.
Based off of us picking 5 picks this year. So yes, we're rebuilding. It's just that a lot of fans are not seeing the vision or not understanding why we're going about it the way we are.
No,
You
that's
know what I
very
mean?
true. That's very true, Joey. And Ice asked us how we navigate this. Well, we really can't navigate this till we handle the Cam Thomas situation. And Brian Lewis of the New York Post just confirmed today that Cam signed the qualifying offer, saying that he's walking out of Brooklyn. Like the marriage, honeymoon, whatever you want to call it, is broken. The relationship between Marks and Cam is beyond repair. So the ironic thing is, even though he signed a $6 million qualifying offer, he can't be trade eligible till December. So this upcoming month in November, beginning of the season, is crucial if the Nets want to get something back for Cam. But if you let Cam play the whole month and he goes off, that could disrupt whatever plans we're trying to do with the rebuild. But at the same time, if you want to get something out of Cam Thomas, you got to find him minutes too. So you can't really trade him until a team sees what he does for pretty much 1 month of the season. So it'll be interesting to
And
see what is left of this relationship because you
I
are
don't
not
know,
going to get
Josh.
nothing back for Cam
I got a
unless you play
different.
him somewhat.
I started thinking about this Cam Thomas stuff, and I kind of think, man, listen, the league pretty much Cam Thomas ain't gonna play his value up no more than what it already is. The league
Fair
already
point.
has their mind made up about Cam Thomas.
Right.
They shown you that based off of the lack of offers that he got when he went into free agency. They like, yes, we like Cam, but we want him at a certain price for a certain role. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you're not
I
gonna
agree with
fleece
that.
nobody. You're not
Right.
gonna fleece nobody to give you fucking 2 first rounders for Cam. Cam
Heck
Thomas. You're
no.
just not.
Yeah.
But
You're not in that.
the problem is, bro, and this is why I said all the Mikel deal did was split the Nets fans into groups of three. On one side you got the tankers, on the other side, bro, you got the Cam Thomas lifers, and then on the other side you got the we believe in whatever is going on, whatever type of shit they gonna pull
Just
off,
try your
man.
best to win.
Yeah, you just
Jump.
try your
Yeah.
best to win, dudes, and you basically got it's divided into groups of three, bro, right now. So like the tankers niggas is pissed off at the We Believe niggas, and then the We Believe niggas is pissed off at the Cam Thomas lifers, and then the Cam
Right.
Thomas lifers is pissed off at everybody because neither one of the two is believing that Cam Thomas could lead this team. Only the Cam Thomas lifers is,
Right.
a lot we bump heads with them every day on a daily. So now what you have is you trying to cut loose ends after the next 300 something days.
I mean,
So
yeah.
by the time Cam Thomas leave this team, I will be making I will be making a Love Hurts video. I swear to
Oh
God,
Listen,
I'm
boy.
making
I
a
like
Love Hurts
Cam.
video, and you already know who I'm dedicating the shit to.
I like
Oh
Cam.
my
I'm not gonna
gosh.
sit up in here
I
and
like
disrespect
Cam
him.
too, but I have to understand. You have to understand that
Be
Cam had
realistic.
played his best basketball when he's the best kept secret. When he was the best kept secret on the Nets, and he wasn't on nobody's
Nobody know about
chalkboard.
him.
And
Right.
he wasn't on nobody's chalkboard, he played his best basketball. Now that everybody knows who he is, now he's been on chalkboards. He's been averaging 30 something minutes a game. It's been ugly.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be
Yeah.
interesting to see what happens next Tuesday. Is Cam gonna get mic'd up? Because if Cam doesn't get an interview next week, I'm like, I don't know what the hell is gonna happen in the next few weeks. Because if Cam isn't even answering questions, getting media time, that's a front office decision or his decision. It goes to show you this October month of November till December 15 could be really bad for the young guys. Like, I don't want it to hurt the development of our young guys. I agree with what Joey's saying. We really are trying to rebuild around who we drafted and the vets. The good thing that Brian Lewis reported today is Haywood Highsmith. Once he comes back, they're likely going to get his value up, trade into a contender for some picks. That's part of what this process is this year, using your veterans, building up their value, getting more assets, but you also want to let your young guys get development too. So the good news is for all these guys we got, there's going to be a spot open once Haywood gets traded. So these other guys that are fighting for a spot right now, keep fighting because your time will come. I'm all on board for that. It's just I really don't think we're going to get anywhere as far as progress with the young guys until the Cam situation is settled where he's traded, because that is just a toxic situation nobody wants to talk about it anymore because it's already done. The marriage is broken, the relationship is over. Like, they both just want to get the hell away from each other. So I hope that happens as soon as early December, so these young guys get as much playing time as possible and we go into next year's draft hopefully getting their franchise guy, because truly, Ice, we cannot build a single damn thing until you have that number one. And we don't have a number one, a number two, or a three. I know people say MPJ right now
Exactly.
is a temporary third, two, one guy. That's all fine and dandy, but eventually he could be a trade chip or a third option. We need the number one.
He
Right.
was the
Whenever
number four on his
15.
championship team,
Yeah,
bro. To be
yeah, he did.
honest,
Well, he was a
So
number three when they won the title, but when they got Gordon, then he
he
became the
was
number
he
four.
was not a number
so
four
what
when
what
he
you
was not a
say,
number three when they won the title.
you know
Well,
why a
he was
lot of
one.
people in the Nets fandom don't agree with the tanking, because like what Leaf said, they like, yo, no matter if we go, some really believe this, no matter if we go out there and tank our ass off and be the worst team in the league ain't going to throw us a bone anyway. So why go out there and try to
That's what
purposely
I'm
lose?
saying. I think in the history of the Nets, if you go back, you could go back to the last 25 years and go back to the start of the Jason Kidd era. We've been doing everything on our own. Like when we got Vince Carter, we did everything on our own. Like, this is the reason why we flipped teams when we got to Brooklyn and went for the gusto. I mean,
Right.
everybody call it going for free agents, going for trades, and this, that, and the third. But that's what we've been doing. If you really look at it, bro, I draft like the way that we drafted. We're not getting what OKC is getting. We're not getting
Of
what
course not.
Charlotte is getting. We're not
Yeah.
getting what Philly or Boston is getting. We never got that.
But to be fair, we haven't had our draft picks in a very, very long
And
time,
it,
and we know why. So
yeah,
Right,
that's how
but
we
right,
go
right.
and
because
maintain this.
a lot of different front offices have traded them, but there's probably a reason that why they have traded them is because they probably knew in advance that the NBA wasn't throwing us no doing us no favors, and then they wasn't throwing us no bones. They know that we don't know what we're doing with some of these picks any damn way, so it's probably in our best interest to make something out of nothing. Kind of like how Kenny Atkinson did when he didn't have no picks and he was here by himself, and Sean Marks had just got the job, and we had one direction, and that direction was player development because we did not have no picks. We were stuck in a Chase Budinger era, and we had to make something out of Karis LeVert and Jared Allen, and we turned them
Spencer
dudes into
Dinwiddie.
legitimate, and Spencer Dinwiddie. We turned them dudes into legitimate players, and by the time free agency came up and we got some money, that became another distraction. We had another lane, and we took that lane, and we went for the gusto, and it didn't work.
But to
Now we're
be
starting from
fair,
scratch.
we got to look at it from a holistic perspective. In that free agency, Kyrie and KD chose Brooklyn. It wasn't like, you know what I mean? They said, "Listen, we want to go to Brooklyn." When you're at that level of KD and Kyrie and you're in free agency, you kind of choose where you want to go. And then the team says, "Okay, we'll make, yeah, sure, come along." Like, so we get why they went that direction because KD and Kyrie chose Brooklyn. Now, if KD and Kyrie didn't choose Brooklyn, we probably would have stayed on the same path because we wouldn't have had no choice. So with the
Yeah, we
player
would. That's
development and
exactly what we would have did because remember, we still didn't. When Katie and Kyrie chose us, we still didn't have no picks. We were still going forward, bro. With the whatchamacallit, like the lottery is rigged. I'm sorry, it is. I guarantee you, bro. If the Celtics, I'm
Well,
sorry,
this
I'm sorry,
past
bro. Don't.
year, it was
The
definitely
lottery
protected.
is rigged. I
Yeah, this
guarantee.
past
I
year was.
guarantee
I
you, bro.
didn't want to believe it until this year's
Y-
lottery.
yeah,
A
you had people had this.
0.2% chance of getting the lottery, the best pick, and you got it. Come on.
Like
Come on.
this
Where's that lucky?
hold up. I have to make people understand this party and every Nets fan that's gonna watch this. Bro, you saw for yourselves. You saw this past draft lottery how things work in the NBA, bro. Like it does not work for the teams that's just looking and searching and don't do the NBA any favors because the NBA ain't doing us no favors, bro.
No,
All the Dallas Mavericks had to do was just ship Luca off to
To
whatchamacallit, and they
LA.
got a favor done. I guarantee you, the Boston Celtics, if they finish below 6 in the East, they will get a higher pick than the Brooklyn Nets. I want to say it again. I guarantee
If
you,
that happened, I'm
if
gonna be so mad, bro.
oh yeah, you're gonna be mad. You know why, bro? Because I'm gonna be right again. And then I'm gonna be sitting here, and while people are looking stupid, bro, like I'm only right one more time. If the Boston Celtics finish below 6 in the East this year, they will get a higher pick than the Brooklyn Nets. Book it.
oh, if they get the Boston man, Adam
That's
Silver suggests
that's
go find a
tough.
different job. That's for
That'll
sure.
be tough. That'll be real tough because I know people already said that was going to happen, especially on TikTok. That they think that's going to help happen if the Celtics tank. But some Celtics fans actually think they still going to be in a playoff hunt. You know what I'm saying? They think they still going to be around the fifth seed. They still
I could
think
see
they
that.
confident. They confident in a
Those
roster.
those Celtics fans are not smart, bro. Like they really not. They don't understand. They don't understand. They don't understand
Yeah, but the East is
how.
kind of weak though, bro.
The
You don't
Yeah,
think
East
they
is
could?
yeah. Hold on, the East is kind of weak, but that doesn't mean that you can't revert and rebuild, bro. In this free agency, and try to do things a different way. Hold on a second.
Yeah. No, you could do things differently. You know what I'm
Yeah, they
saying?
could. I mean, we don't know. I mean, at the same time, man, there's a lot of people on Boston that's really like, they got a lot of veterans, bro. They're not gonna be trying to play to lose. Like you got Pritchard, you got White, you still got Brown there. Like, granted, like yeah, they got a couple of missing pieces, but they still have, to me, even with those pieces missing, they have a middle of the pack team in the East. So I can see them being like between fifth and seventh seed in the East, easy, like with the squad that they got.
right.
That's
But
just
yet,
me.
at the same time, though, Boston and the Patriots, let's not count the Patriots either. They got lucky. The trade that they made this past deadline, they got back their own pick. I forgot which team it was, but they got their own 2026 pick back. So even though this season for them is going to be challenging, if they make the play-in bracket, they have a chance of getting a pick out of nowhere. So, like, there are definitely some teams, even in this week East, that could potentially be in the lottery with us that would just be a soul crusher. I don't think
Yeah.
Philly has a pick, though, this year. So if they're a crap-ass team, I don't think it hurts us because I don't think they have their
I
pick
mean,
this
I'm
year.
like Leaf. I'm not too high on the lottery. I mean, I get it. It's the right way to go if you're rebuilding. But we've seen too much stuff. Like we've seen teams make the play in and then get the number one pick. We've seen Dallas get the number one pick this year. It's like, damn, like okay. And I get what Dylan was saying. Like, hey, even if you don't get the number one pick, if you go out and you take your ass off, the lowest you can go is the fifth pick. I get it. But at the same
That's the
time,
only
man, I
saving grace of that. That's the only saving grace. And you know
yeah,
what's crazy? The commissioner just recently said that, because some fans were complaining about not having access to watching the games because of all these new streaming things. And he said, fans really like the highlights more than watching the actual game. Really? So we just want to watch 4 minute highlights of a game as opposed to being able to view it on TV. Like there's something wrong with the NBA right now. Like the care is gone. Like they don't care about the All-Star game anymore. They don't care about this or that. They just care about money, 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 money. Like whoever gives me the best profit, that's who I'm giving the best pick to. So like the Brooklyn Nets cannot count on the NBA to bail their asses out this year. The best the
I,
Nets can do is find that balance of being bad, but at the same time, you want your young guys to show some type of development. It's really on Jordy this year. Like it's going to a huge amount of the burden on us getting a top pick will be on Jordy's hands. I know last year that hurt us because he wanted to win, but it really is up to him to find the perfect balance because this is a circus right going on in Brooklyn. All these guys on our team, the Cam Thomas situation, the Hayward situation, like he really has to figure out how to move the chess pieces for 82 games that will
mhm,
position that's very well for a top pick, but at the same time, you want your young guys to feel like they busted their asses
right.
in a tough
I think
first
it,
year. It really is on him to nail that for this team this year. It's going to be tough.
I think it's going to be different this year because yeah, last year we we had. I mean, granted, we had some young guys on the team, but we also had quite a few veterans too. You feel what I'm saying? That we were still trying to get off. This year, man, like we're really young team. Like it's barely any veterans on this team.
Right.
Like the veterans on this team is who Claxton and
Terrence Mann.
yeah, Terrence Mann
Yeah.
and MPJ. Those are your veterans, bro. Like this is a
Right.
very very young team, and I find it very very hard to believe. As good as Jordy is, I find it very very hard to believe that he's going to win over freaking 20 games with this team.
It
They're
would
just
be,
too
it would be
inexperienced.
shocking.
They're
It
too
would be,
inexperienced, too rough around
So
the edges.
so
Go ahead.
all right. So with that, yo, what's good? Yeah. The highlights thing. The kids, the young kids, the younger generation. My son, around 20. That's all he watches. Every once in a while, he'll watch a game with me, but he watches highlights. He more watches the what's the other league called, like Ball is Life and stuff like that, whatever, you know what I'm saying, whatever those shows
Mm-hmm.
are on YouTube. Me and Bree's son, they be watching those. So it's the younger generation who really don't watch the games like that. But
Because
Jordy,
these kids got a short attention span, man. That's why they don't be watching games.
They got a short attention
They
span
just want
because
to watch highlights and
yeah, but
YouTube
it's not
videos.
but it's not their fault, bro. It's the fault of these cell phone companies and House of Highlights, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, let's be real, bro. Like, how many of these kids is literally growing up with a phone in their hand and then they learning everything from the phone? Like, come on, bro. Like, it really ain't their fault, bro. They being fed something, bro. Like that's basically systematic and it's basically gonna grow into their DNA. Like playing 2K every fucking year.
And it and as stupid as the commissioner sounds about the highlights and not making the games accessible, I kind of think I gotta think back to the day and age we in. Listen, man, streaming is very popular. If you want to find a game, you will find a stream for it. If you really, really want to find it. So I don't think the NBA is too pressed to make the game super accessible for people because I mean, streaming is out of control right now. Like, if you
oh,
want to
it's
find
insane.
something to watch, you're gonna find it.
No, you're right about that. And another thing is, it seems the NBA is really digging into the Euro part of it. They're going to have the Euro League now in 2 years, 2027, I think they said today. So, like, and we are now becoming a Euro team ourselves. Like, I feel like really that the only direction that makes sense here is that we have international guys leading this team. There are two potential international stars available 2027 and Giannis and Joker. And the Nets want to build a young international squad that can play Euro ball, that can eventually be attractive to an international star. It really does feel like that's what this team is trying to do, is to feed into those different markets, different demographics, because that's what's going to sell for this team. Now, is that an
Absolutely.
identity that represents Brooklyn grit? We're going to have to see how these guys play, but that to me is the only thing that makes sense because direction-wise, none of this really makes sense as far as if you want to be a winning team. But if you're trying to do the Euro type thing, I can understand it a little
What
bit, but that means these guys
That's the
really got to
direction the
No, no.
play
NBA
What
is
well
what
for
going.
you
I'm
eventually.
gonna say this. What I got from the Adam Silver comments is that at least when he said the kids go go watch highlights is like basically he's saying we need our goddamn money back because they put out a team and found them Stream East kids, bro. They found them motherfuckers in Egypt and they looking to give them federal time. And Stream East, and by the time they found them, Stream East was up another 2 hours after they got indicted. So like they've been looking for them for a while. So like the whole streaming thing, I could tell you this. I tried to stream the Thursday night game. I don't know if y'all seen. I went Thursday night live on my page when the Packers absolutely outclassed the Washington Commanders.
Yeah,
I
they
went.
look good, man.
Yeah, they look very good, very solid. I got to get some more Packer gear for real, for real. But yeah, when I did that, I had to go to Amazon Prime is actually up right now. I ain't gonna hold you, and it's very, very hard to stream off of Amazon. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. So if anybody is finding streams for some of these Amazon games, and it's gonna be a lot of them on NBA and on NFL and on MLB, bro. Like I'm telling you right now, this is basically the commissioner saying, "Yo, we want our bread. Like enough of that streaming shit. Like yo,
By the way,
we want all them bricks with
by the
dip."
way, I don't
I
want to
wanted
say
to
it
say,
on here, but Stream East is still up. Just to let you know, it's still up.
No, no, no. Stream is still up, and I'm not. No, I'm not. Yeah, Stream
I
is
know, I
still up
know.
because they the initial kids that put it up, they got indicted. What happened was somebody else had picked it up, and it's basically like a friend by friend site. You know what I'm saying? I could send it to somebody, and they could hook it up. They could put something on there, and think and this
Oh,
that
okay, okay. Yeah,
going and
yeah.
going.
Oh,
So it's one of those. So like it's basically think of it like think of it like a domain, like a domain
mhm.
name which you could share. So back then, like domains was like the thing and everything. So like think of it like a domain name that you could share and put your homies
Right.
on and make sure this site is still afloat. So they
they could
probably
change
gonna
their
get it.
domain name to master IP address, and then they just share it.
Yeah, they could do all of that.
Keep
It's
changing
real.
it.
It's real high tech IT shit, bro. I went to a couple of classes for it, bro. Like I know a couple of kids that went to school for it. They know how to do it. They know how to do it like ABC. I ain't gonna lie to you, but yeah, but basically what I got from them comments is when he said, yo, the kids could watch highlights or whatever, yo, we need our
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
bread.
yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
another thing, I wanted to say something about the international thing. Um, I think the NBA, well, I don't think the NBA is competing with all the sports in the country and around the world, the NFL, hockey. So they're trying to expand their market, bro. That's why they're going and trying to expand the game in China. That's why they're trying to expand the game in Europe. They're trying to grow the game. They're trying to grow the game and grow the league, which
Right.
equates to more money in their pocket. Even the NFL is doing it. But the only thing you see the NFL playing games in certain countries, playing games in Mexico, playing games in England. But the only thing with the NFL is it's not going to resonate as quickly because as the NBA because those guys play with helmets on. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? In
yeah,
the NBA, you get to see, the guy's face. You get to see, it's a little bit more up and personal. And I think they pushing this this foreign thing because they just trying to grow the game, man. They trying to reach other markets. And I don't know if the Nets are trying to follow suit based off of the trend that the NBA is doing. So they're trying to get all these foreign players, but that's where the game is trending now. They're trying to tap into those new markets, man, and
Right.
grow the game of basketball.
Right. And
yeah,
just to play one thing, yes, I understand that they wanted to draft five guys because they wanted versatility on defense and playmaking, but it's like you had so many opportunities to get other guys that complement what you're trying to build. I mean, Ice did a lot of, scoops on some of these guys. Nick Clifford, Rashid Fleming, Common Maluak, some of the guys later on in the draft that had to get moved to 2026. Like there were a lot of guys that could have fit what we're trying to build, but you overload on all these guards and point guards and playmakers. But it's like we have over 10 of them now. It's like, was that really the intention? Because if you want these young guys to get playing time, they now have to fight with the Kobe Buffkins and all these other people you're adding to the team. That to me where it goes like, what is the direction? Is it for these guys to fight each other to the death, Hunger Game style, or is it to build a culture around the young guys you drafted? It really does feel like this team will not have a true direction until you have your number one guy. Now, whether that's in next year's draft or it's in the 2027 free agency when Mitchell, Giannis, and Nicole become available, the Nets do have options. The good thing the Nets have going for themselves is they have the cap space thing working really well in their favor, and they have all these 30-plus picks. But you eventually have to bring those two together with your talent and go for it, especially when the East is this bad. But the East will not be this bad for so long. So you really got to look at the next 2 to 3 years. What timeline are we trying to do? Are we trying to be a playing team, a playoff team, or a freaking contender? I hope we find that answer after next year's draft. But really, right now, nobody can blame people like me, Ice, Lee, for being sus with what this team's direction is. Because right now, it feels like we just have a bunch of dudes trying to compete for playing time. We don't know who really is going to rise above the pack. I think Yegor has potential. I see some leadership skills in him, but I will hope all five of these guys get to show up at least sometime this year and have those little highlight moments of growth because we want to see them excel on their weaknesses, not just lose to lose, but work on their weaknesses. That's going to be a huge thing to watch this season with these young guys, but they have to get the playing time. And right now, they're fighting with a whole bunch of other dudes for those playing spots. So it'll be interesting to see who does stand out from the pack and see if we have a direction being
Yeah,
built.
but I know
Yeah,
we as Nets fans, we always like, yo, um, we get mad because the organization didn't draft the players that we wanted. I get it. But guys, no one has played a single game of basketball yet. We don't know how a Senge gonna pan out. We got a pretty good idea. We don't know how Molly Walker's gonna pan out. We
I
don't
do.
know. We don't know how all these guys that we should have could have picked are gonna pan out, bro. We don't know. We don't know
I,
how our guys are gonna pan out. So with that being said, we can't just write our guys off and just put these
it's a
guys up
couple of them
ahead.
niggas. It's a couple of them niggas. I could tell you exactly how they pan out. I ain't gonna lie to you.
All right, I'm just saying, man. We got to see how this thing play out. It's like I get it. Like it was a lot of guys that we got that I didn't want, but at the same time, I'm not going to write these guys off. You know what I mean? It takes about a good 3 years for you to really see what you got in a player that you drafted. I would say you can't. I mean, and it's going to be a lot of whining this year if they don't play good. I'm like, yo, this their first year. They rookies. Like this is
Right.
what player
I,
development is all about.
I
But
wouldn't. I wouldn't necessarily say writing them off.
Yeah.
I would just say they need somebody to complement them as they are right now.
That's what I'm trying
And
to
and
refer to.
and
They
and
need
and
that.
and and, and I'm and we all said everything that we needed to say about the guards and guys that can only really play like 1 through 3, and basically they most of them is on this damn screen. The fours is solidified. The four spots is solidified with Clowney. I guess Danny. You could say Danny Wolf and Zaire,
Right.
and Dayron. He got his deal. Realistically, I've come to the conclusion that there's only one person that can help this damn team as it stands
And
right
who's that?
now, and that's
who?
Zach
Mm.
Edey.
Yo.
That it's just that
Nah,
goddamn
listen,
simple.
Waiting for that one. I was waiting
nah.
all day for that
Yo.
one.
It's just
This
that
this
goddamn
team,
simple,
Yo.
bro.
this
Like
team, this team is a
I'm not. Listen,
Oh my
listen.
gosh.
I'm standing on 10 when I say this, bro. Like he's the
Right.
only person.
man.
Like if you add him to this roster as it is, bro. Like this roster is a competing roster. This is a top six team in the East. The way that the East looks right now, this is a top 6 team in the East. If you add him, just add him to the roster.
Man,
Like
everybody
Top.
looking for
Tell
everybody looking.
Claxton, tell Claxton, bye. Thank you for your services. We paid you soundly. Yo, you need to go. We go pick up Zach Edey. We go pick up Kai Jones. We got dunkers in the dunker spot. Now we got
Guys,
Yo.
inside
bro, the
presence.
dude's in Siberia, bro. What are
Now
you
we
Yes,
now
talking
we.
yes.
about?
Hey yo,
You
listen to me.
Everybody want instant gratification though. Like
like
I mean, we want
No,
that
but
guy.
I'm telling
We
you how.
want
But
that
I'm
guy
telling you
that's
how
gonna
you get
draft. That
instant gratification.
we want that guy that we're gonna draft. That's gonna save the franchise and just
I'm
turn us
telling you how
into a
you get that
contender.
how you get that instant gratification, bro. You get now you got your playmakers, you got your wings and your guards. Go get some inside presence to complement them. Go get your dunker
Yeah.
spot to complement them. Go get your screeners. You go get your dudes that's gonna rebound. That's gonna command the paint. Go get them. Now you go get them. Now you got your guys to complement the players that you already have. If you just got guards and you got weaklings around them, bro, like, and they gotta, and now you got to put a guard at the 4. Oh no, our 5 is missing. Now we got to put a guard at the 5 that wasn't meant to play the 5. Now you're discombobulated. If you go get these pieces that I'm telling you to go get, you don't have these problems.
we def
You are competing.
we definitely need a center of the future. Leafs aren't said right on that. I mean, I do think Clax in the next year or two, I don't know if not this year, but probably next offseason potentially, he's likely to be moved to a team that really does can utilize his lob threat. Like he's not a great offensive player, but there are definitely be some teams with cap space that might want to take on his contract and have him play with star potential players. But
If
the
we
Danny
go out
Wolf,
and get
the
Zach
Danny
Edey right now, he will have a 7-year stretch that is out of this world.
I don't know if this the Mets. I don't know if the Memphis thing will happen, but I definitely think Hornets and
Oh.
Pacers are two teams to
Yo.
keep an eye on because they don't have centers right now of the future. So those are two teams. The Memphis thing, it's really if Ja wants. Like if they're desperate to keep Ja, they might go after Claxton. But if not, if they let Ja go and build around JJJ, then that ain't gonna happen with Zach Edey. But it's definitely something to think about. But
They really
really,
don't want
like,
to keep Ja. They don't know what they're doing, bro.
yeah,
They fired their coach.
well, they have picks to rebuild, but I think for right now, the Danny Wolf situation is going to be super interesting this year because we don't know if he's a forward or a center. I think Ice was right. He's going to get some time in the G League, but definitely middle end of the season, bring him up, let him play 8 to 10 games straight, see what he's about because we really do have to figure out what is Danny Wolf's role. He's the only big we really drafted in this draft, and he definitely needs a role, but having Claxton makes that tough, and then Dayron is our backup, so Wolf is definitely going to have to get playing time in the G League, but we definitely want to see him in the pros to really see what he can show you, what he can give you on offense, and what he can progress
Imagine
on
Danny Wolf
defensively.
on the court with Zach Edey in pick and roll situations.
That would be
Oh
that. I
man,
don't know if
I
that
just
exists in this world
yeah,
anymore.
nah, because that's the type of center he needs so he can flourish. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
and that's the cyber center that they all need so they can flourish, bro. Because they all basically play pick and roll any damn way, bro. Go look at Yegor, how
yeah,
many pick and rolls he ran. Go look at Danny Wolf. Go look at Trayor. Go look at all of them. Go look at all of
yeah,
them.
picking.
How they draft. They all play pick and roll basketball. They all fed the big. If you go get Zach Edey now you command that attention. Now you got somebody on the inside, bro. Like now your team is almost complete. You build that now. Basically, now basically you could go out and go get your shooters and go get your marksmen and turn them into that because that's how you want to play anyway. You play inside out, and now you got a legitimate screen setter to make this all fit. We get Zach Edey today. We are a 1 through 6 goddamn team in this weak ass East.
How much is Zach Edey making? I think he's only making $4 million,
He's
so we're gonna have to take on a
Zach Edey's
five
only making
contract with
7 mil
him.
a year.
Well,
He
Clax
make
making 22, so you need another contract. Who's that guy that got the Magic traded to Memphis? The guy who was with Denver when he won a
you
title.
talking about KCP?
He's CP. We'd probably have to take back his contract, Zach Edey, to make that work. Or the Nets willing to bite the bullet there a little bit
Yo,
financially to get
KCP
Edey.
only
That's the
getting
question.
paid for 2 more years. That's another veteran. That's a 3 and D. He's really he's more of a good defender than anything. But if we get big back
yo,
Zach today, bro, we all contending.
funny. But now, Lee, you said
Really
it when
funny.
Zach Edey. Hold on, because I'm trying to get this done. You said
It's
with Zach
nothing
Edey
like
on
it's
the
not. Hold up, it's nothing like the Cam Thomas segment, bro. Zach Edey has came into
yo,
this league already winning, bro. Excuse you.
yeah, nah, yo, with Zach, you believe with Zach Edey on this here roster that this is a definite playoff team?
Yes.
Wow.
So, all right, with that one piece missing, right, and the roster the way it is, how
Well, if you add Kai Jones to the mix, brother, and then we cooking with grease, bro. Like,
What? We
stop.
don't need Kai shows. I can't leave. You have me on Zach Edey. When you brought up Kai, I was like, okay, I can't.
Because
He's
now,
out of
no,
the
no,
league
no.
right
Because
now.
no, hold on, I'll tell you why. Because when you get Kai Jones, now you replace what Claxton was doing, bro, and you bring Kai Jones in for 20 something minutes off the bench. You were replacing what Claxton was doing, bro, like with easy minutes, but he's not really a starting big. So now you circle the center minutes around him and Zach Edey, bro. Like, and now you don't have a problem in the paint anymore. Now you got somebody to lob in the dunk box that you got to pay attention to, and now you got a screen setter, bro, and Zach Edey that you got to pay attention to. That's going to create space off the screens and dive and get on be all over the rebounds. It works. You have your inside presence.
Here's my
Jelly
question.
O, do not try me
Here-
on
here-
this, bro.
Here's my question: Is Kai Jones better than Dayron as far as a backup center goes? What do you want more? The lob threat that Kai gives you, or do you want the defensive rebounds? Which Dayron Sharp is probably statistically one of the best rebounders in the NBA. I think he's
He
actually
is,
the best
but I
rebounder in
think,
the NBA. What's more
but you got
important to you?
you got to ask yourself, look, bro, who's a if the answer is Kai Jones, then you leaning towards obviously Kai Jones being a better defender. The only thing that Daydron does better than Kai Jones is probably rebound.
That's huge, though.
Kai Jones as a backup, bro, is a better defender, better shot blocker, better rim runner, better in the dunk box, better finishing around the rim. We all seen it. We all seen it. If you don't remember that game where he was dunking all over Claxton, bro, go look at it. It's on YouTube.
So
So
Bismarck.
like
So hold on, because you said with Zach. So if I was Zach 80 on this roster, the way it is, how many games are we winning, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? How many games are we
We
winning?
where we easy, bro. That's an easy 40. That's an easy 42 games where we
I
win.
mean,
Well, what?
without them,
42?
not
Yes,
with them,
easily.
without them. How many games we winning?
Without him, without
Yeah,
him, without
yeah.
him, without him, we'd be lucky to win. We'd be lucky to win 25.
Like you said, 42 games. Listen, I
Yes.
like Zach Edey, Leaf, but you need a franchise guy. Zach Edey's like your third or fourth guy, man.
No, no, no,
42,
no, no,
that's
no,
a
no, no,
lot.
no. What you missing is, bro. Like, Zach Edey. It's not about Edey being a guy. It's Zach Edey being a presence.
Oh, okay,
When you
okay,
when you
all
have
right.
a presence along with with all of these guards that we have, now it works. You have a presence that doesn't get in the way, bro. He compliments guys, bro. Like screen setter. I got you on the rebound. I got you on a weak side help. Nobody's gonna try me in the paint. When I switch off, yo, we got enough athletic and wing guys to get out and switch. That way he don't have to. That way he could cover the back end and he could cover the basket. And as a rebounder, you already know what he does, bro. Go look at what Memphis did not fall off as a rebounding team, and it was because of Zach Edey. Because we all know Triple J don't rebound. We
So
all
what's your
know that.
starting five with Edey on this team? What was your ideal starting five? Because your point guard and scoring guard have to be as great as Zach Edey could be to win 42 games. What's your ideal
Yes,
starting five on this team?
my ideal starting five: MPJ, Cam Thomas, Yegor, probably who at the four? I would say Zaire, probably probably mismatch Zaire or Clowney. I want to give Clowney a chance, but I say Zaire for now, and then I say Zach Edey.
All right.
We winning for in this weak ass Eastern Conference, bro. We're winning 42 games. We can win 42 games with Zach Edey in this lineup.
So
I'm
so
positive.
all right. You so basically, you saying we legit Indiana Pacers with Zach Edey. That's what you're
Yes,
telling me because we don't have a guy.
Pacers?
yes. No, no, I wouldn't say legit Indiana Pacers. That's a little bit too far.
Yo, all right, so
That's
let
a
me
little
write
bit
this
too
stuff
far.
down, man. This Leaf Tiffany
Well,
is
I'm
going
just
to be
saying, like
amazing.
we don't. I mean,
We
Hallie
we
is
not
their guy, but I'm
we not
saying
a
like
we
the way the
not a
team will be
conference finals team, bro. Like, come on, like that's where we're not. We're not a conference finals team. What I'm telling you is now we have a presence. When you have a presence, bro, now the other pieces could roam on their own. Now Jaeger could roam on his own. He could come into his own. He doesn't have to worry about other shit. Now other players can roam on their own, bro. Like if you pay attention to how Zach Edey affects the game, bro, on both ends of the court, bro. For Memphis, just last year alone, in the limited minutes that he was playing, bro, is one of the main reasons why they had the record that they had. I'm telling you, bro. Like without a big like that's like the rebounding and big man is really really been Memphis' true identity. Go look at when Steven Adams was playing, and go look at when Steven Adams got hurt. I'm telling you right now, it's the same thing with Zach Edey.
You know what, Leaf? I appreciate the bravado, man, with this take because if we did have Zach Eat, I do agree that we would probably win potentially more games than we would lose, which is the team we have right now. But you definitely need a main guy. Really, next year's draft, if we got a Peterson or DeBosa or Boozer and you paired one of those guys in your front court with Zach Eady, that's definitely potentially something. But if you have MPJ and Zaire with Edie, I don't know if you're really stopping anybody as far as athletic defense goes. So I think that's going to potentially be something that hurts this team. So the Nets really do have to get a better front court to complement Zach Edey, but you definitely need a top guard. My problem with the organization is they don't even know who their top guard or top point guard is. Apparently, one day Yegor is a point guard, then he says the next day I'm not a point guard. Like that type of stuff is what gets this whole thing screwy with being Ice and Joe and somebody else being skeptical. It's like, what are we trying to build here? Who is your point guard? Who is your scoring guard? Who is your center? Like, we truly don't know
I,
1 through 5 who's going to be those guys in the next 2 to 3 years until next year's draft, really, because
I,
then we get to assess what this young core truly could be. So we're
I
in
think
limbo
I
right
think
now.
I think I think with Zaire, with Danny Wolf, with Clowney, with even with Dayron still being on the roster, even with the other guys that we may or may not move to the three, that's on the screen right now, bro. Like and with MPJ, I honestly believe, bro, any kind of if we get Zach Edey and Kai Jones today, any type of lineup that we run in the front court is acceptable to me anytime. I strongly believe that because the reason being is because now going back to what I said, now you got somebody that's a big body force on the rebounds, like in a great screen setter, and he's gonna command attention in the paint, bro. Like along with what we trying to do on the perimeter because we know we're trying to shoot. MPJ is going to be letting them threes fly if he got Zach Edey in the paint to rebound. You know what I'm saying? And then if you got Kai Jones coming off the bench, now you got a rim runner. Now you got an
Wait,
athletic threat.
What did I miss? Why are we talking about
Jay,
Zach
you
Edey and
missed a lot.
fucking
Yo,
Ty Jones
cause
on
yo,
with MPJ?
hold on.
What
I'll
did I
give
just
you the
miss?
rundown. Yo, Leaf said with Zach Edey on this here roster, we would be 40 games winning. Without Zach Edey, we would be lucky to win 25, bro. That's how we got there. But we just talking about all the
So he
guards on the
said Zach
roster.
Edey is bringing 15 wins personally. Just soon as he
Jay,
on the
Yo,
team.
Jay, this is the best Leaf epiphany we're ever gonna get. Enjoy it.
Yo, man, what's good, y'all? How y'all doing though?
It's
we
going good,
chilling,
Jay.
you know what I'm saying? Chopping it up for a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Chopping it
Uh,
up for a little bit. I was talking about all the guards, Jay, all the guards
Yeah, I
on
see we picked up another guard, right?
yeah. Right there. Kobe Buffkin. Kobe.
No, after Kobe Buffkin, did we pick up another dude from G League, Windy City Bulls?
But that's a center. That's Maduko. He's
Oh,
a
center,
center.
center. All right, all
Yeah,
right.
they sent him to
Now
the
we
G
did
League actually today.
no, there is two more G League guys on the G League team though. That's guards. They
Yeah.
traded for two guards on the G League team.
It's like they really, really are looking for their point guard. Remember, that's what I was saying when the draft happened. I was like, "Yo, they didn't get the guard they wanted, so they got a bunch of guards, and they trying to see which one works out. But they just getting more and more guards. Bro,
Yeah.
they want
Circulars.
either everybody to be a guard or everybody to be 6'8", 6'9", one or the other.
Yeah,
Right.
like 11. Me and John says I got 11 on the screen right now back there. 11 guards. We
Who's
got
the
to cut.
11th? It was 10
Um,
yesterday. Who's the 11th guy? Is that Kobe
so
or somebody else?
yeah. Kobe made So all right, I
Okay.
can't.
Is
I don't know.
Kobe Buffkin good, bro? Like, cause I didn't last night on Breezy page. I think I pulled up too late to when y'all talked about that. But is this kid even good?
He hasn't played
Yeah,
a
Kobe.
lot. He's missed a lot of time.
He hasn't played a lot, but he got skills. You know what I'm saying? He got a little bag with him. You know what I'm saying? Yo, JP, I got Ricky on the poster. Ricky right there. You know what I'm saying? Tyson. All right, so Yagor, Tyrese,
Two,
Trayor, Terrence
three,
Mann, Drake
four,
Powell.
five,
Um, yeah. Tyson Etienne,
six,
Kobe.
seven.
This Ricky Council.
Is,
Keon.
is Ricky a forward? I thought Ricky was a forward.
Yeah, they got he plays both shooting guard and forward.
Okay. Eight.
Uh, yeah, and then Ben Saroff and Cam Thomas.
Wow. So that's
Yeah,
10.
right. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Man, at
6,
this
7, 8,
point,
9, 10, 11.
I'm just
11.
I'm just
Okay.
really, really hoping that one of these other kids could be better than Cam. Because we ain't gonna have him for long. So I'm just hoping one of these other kids is better.
I don't know. I don't know if they better. Cam might be the best scorer out of everybody, but you know what I'm saying? They might be able to do a little bit more than what he does. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't say they probably be better. I just, you know what I'm saying? They might be more
See,
talented
if
doing
ain't
some.
nobody better, then the organization is making a mistake, in my opinion. If ain't none of these kids better than him, then we should be trying to retain him. But if one of these kids is gonna be better, let's go. Fuck it. But
Regardless how the situation turns out, Jay, Brian Lewis reported that Cam officially signed divorce papers with that qualifying offer. Regardless, he's going somewhere new. So
nigga,
the
I
Nets
don't
get
give a
back to
fuck
him.
what
They can
Brian
do whatever they
Lewis
want
said.
with him. Cam is set in
I said
stone. He's
that three
done.
weeks ago. I don't care what Brian Lewis said. I said that. I know business, bro. It ain't no way you take that little bit amount of money against more money if you intend on staying with that team. That's saying fuck you and whatever you're offering me. You disrespected me, and I don't want to be here anymore. So I'm gonna take the littlest I have to stay here for right now and get the fuck out of here as soon as possible.
It's skedaddle.
I'm telling you, this front office has nothing to hide behind. Superstars, role players, and now an up and comer like Cam has basically told it to your face. I want nothing to do with you. I mean, how can we keep this front office in
Jay.
charge another 10 years when in 10 years they've had multiple people who want nothing to do with them? Like, something has to change. The front office has to communicate better with their talent because they said there was a report that came out and said, oh, we're not worried about Cam Thomas. He's going to sign on the dotted line before we get to media day. Well, he signed the qualifying offer. So what happened? What happened with the communication? Like,
He
there's a
signed on
serious
the dotted
problem.
line. He ain't
Hey,
lie.
Yeah.
hey, hey, how like JP Liberty's last comment? How do you feel about this
I got you.
comment, Jay? The one that he said in that. How you feel about that, Jay?
What it say? Nets are looking for players that could do more than Cam Thomas and all around. Like I said, as long as they're better. Like if they're a better all around player, but it doesn't equate the wins the same way they think
Hmm.
Cam Thomas scoring don't equate the wins, and they're not exciting
So let me
either.
ask you
They're
this.
not better. They got to
So
be
let me ask
better.
you this because I just want to know like what your gauge is of better. So what if they don't score as much as Cam? Let's just say, they score about 15 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds.
Is
Are
it
they
equating to wins? Because they're saying Cam 40 points not equating to wins. Is his 15 points and 4 rebounds or whatever equating to wins? Is it?
what if neither of them are
So then, so
creating
then
wins?
we, so then we, so that
I
means we
think
So
needed
we
both of
can't.
them.
You
So that
said
means
what?
we
I think
needed both of them. We needed that and we needed that, not one or
no.
the other.
No, I, I'm
I
just
think.
trying. I'm
Hold on.
just
Oh,
trying to.
wait. I gotta
Hold on, let
chime
me
in.
land my plane real quick,
Hold on, he
because
asking me a question, bro. Let me
yeah,
answer
because
the
I'm just
question, bro.
trying to gauge at how do you dictate if a player is better than another player? Because I can have one player that's scoring 24 points a game and is lackluster in everything else, but if I got a guy that's scoring 15 points a game on top of giving me 8 boards and 7 assists, is he better than the guy that's scoring 10 more points than
I
him?
don't. In my opinion, no. But at the same
Okay, that's
time,
all I wanted to. So
at
your
the same
gauge,
time, like I'm
your
trying to,
gauge is
like
the
I was trying
scoring.
to, like I no, it's not just scoring. I'm saying what's equating to wins, like I said 30 times already. But
Yeah,
what
but
I
I don't
am,
think that's not really. You can't really go off of that because
that's what they're, that's how they're
we're a
trying to
young rebuilding
discredit Cam
team,
Thomas,
bro.
though. That's how
We're
they're
a
trying to
young.
discredit Cam, saying
Now I thought it was.
his
I didn't.
his talent
I thought
isn't
that was
equating to
bullshit.
wins.
No, I thought that was bullshit. Not everybody. I knew. It wasn't because of Cam why we was losing. I wasn't saying, well, Cam Thomas scored 40 points and we still lost. He's not equating to win. No, I know. I'm looking at the whole picture. I know it's deeper than that.
The
You know what I'm
problem
saying?
the problem is when Cam was at his best, when he wasn't the number one defensive assignment on players on teams chalkboard.
So then
That's
them
when he was at his best.
That's cap. Because when he
It's
scored them
not
340
cap.
point. All right, so when he scored them 340 point games in a row, who was the focal point of the
Who
who was they?
knows, bro?
Yeah, if it wasn't nobody else besides him. And maybe
Bruh.
they
Yeah.
didn't know him that well, but it's like it wasn't nobody else to focus
Yeah,
Right.
on.
but
And
that's what
then
I'm
what
trying to tell. But stay right there, Jay. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They didn't know him that well when he was the best kept secret, bro.
They
They
still
didn't know.
don't. He's still a best kept secret.
He
right.
He's
can't.
still in the
Is he
same
though?
place he was then.
Is he? Is
He
he?
The
not.
whole
I
He,
league
don't
know
know.
he a bucket, bro. How he a best kept secret?
it can't be, bro, because them 40 point games ain't coming like they used to. It can't be.
Teams
Because
definitely adjusted to
now
Cam Thomas.
if they're sending double teams to bro at him now, bro. Now that he
I
getting
think it's
30 something
so
minutes
much
a game,
context and
they know him
subconscious,
now.
Yo,
bro.
bro, hold
They
on.
know
Wait,
him
wait,
now.
wait,
Leaf,
wait, wait.
Leaf. They know he's the only offensive spark on this team. Of course, they
Exactly.
send everybody
It's
after
easy.
him.
It's easy to guard
But
That's
Cam
I'm
that's
just
Thomas
saying,
probably
when
if
you know.
but
Hold on.
or
It's
maybe
easy
the
to
kid
guard
just
Cam
started
Thomas.
passing the ball a little bit more too, so he's not going to go
Not,
out there and focus on only scoring 40 points
but
every
not
game.
only that, it's easy to neutralize Cam Thomas when you know he's the only really offensive
Exactly.
threat on your team. So
Yeah, and
it's
that's not
easy to
his fault. That's
neutralize
And
your,
him.
hold up,
and it's
but
not, and that's
I
not
add
his
on to
fault.
that.
Leaf,
I
one second.
add
That's
on
not
to
his
that.
fault completely. When you have a bad team constructed and you're one guy, he's your
Right.
only scorer. You don't care about him. Of course, every other team is going to defend him because if they
Right.
take him down, it's easy to beat
But
that
that
It's
that
team.
not
that goes back to
it's
my
not
point.
only
That's
that.
why.
It's about where Cam Thomas is getting the ball as well, bro. Like he's not getting the ball the same places that Cam Johnson was getting the ball off of pin down curls and double screen or double off ball screens to the 3 point line so he could work, bro. Like it's not one dribble pull up. It ain't everything ain't one dribble pull up or one bounce catch and shoot with Cam Thomas, bro. He's getting the ball a lot, man, on some hot potato type shit. And a lot of the times when he's on the court, the other four players that's on the court with him don't really know what the hell to do because a lot of
Exactly.
the X's and O's is being broken up. If he's in a
So
system, if
so
he's in
it's
a
a lot
system
of
and he's
context
in
that's missing
placement.
though, bro. It's a
Yeah, yeah,
lot
no,
of
no, no, no.
context.
And I'm gonna break down the context. But if he's in a system and if he's in placement where he could come off certain plays and certain patterns that's ran for him, that's ran for him the same way it was ran for CJ when he was going off and everybody was liking him without McHale, then it looks different. Cam Thomas is gonna become much better, bro, when it's 3 dribbles or less. I'm
You know what?
telling you.
You know when it'll get
That's
better
what
for
Jordan
Cam.
says, but I
Wait,
disagree, man.
it'll get better for Cam when he has another guy that can score with him. The problem the last 2, 3
Exactly.
years with Cam Thomas is the team around him was mostly defenders. The Twins were defenders. Doe was a
Exactly.
defender. Claxton was a defender. Ben Simmons, who's going to retire soon, was a defender.
So
And Cam was your only offensive spark. And here's the thing: Cam was throwing out 3-point opportunities to Doe. How many 3-point shots did Dorian Finney-Smith
right.
miss off of Cam Thomas
So
finding him wide open, and he missed them?
Yeah,
with
yo,
that being said, because of what John said, I will never ever put all the blame on Cam and be like, "Oh yeah, we lost because Cam Thomas scored 40 points." And no, it's a lot of context missing. We
Yeah,
lost because you know what? Like John said, he didn't have anybody else on the court to score the ball. He didn't have anybody else that would garner enough attention to get him enough open looks and other people open looks. So it's hard for a guy to sit there and beat good teams when he's playing with a bunch of guys who can't score the ball and he's the only offensive threat on the floor that other teams are drawing in on. So
exactly.
no,
And it was a Ford
yeah,
system.
that's a fact.
I'm not going to put all that blame on Cam. However, comma, there are other areas in the game that Cam needs to improve on. And we've talked
Exactly.
about that. He's an
Yep.
excellent 3-point level scorer, but that's not the only way you affect the game. So that's why I asked the question to Jay because listen, you don't have to score 40 points to affect the game in a winning manner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
You could go out there and
yeah,
score 15, grab 8 boards and 7 assists, and get your teammates involved, and you can affect winning in that way. And you didn't score a fucking 40 ball.
right, right. That's facts. LM, I see you in the chat. Yo,
Hello.
we talking about Cam right now, and I was talking about the 11 or how many guards we have on this team right now. You know what I mean? Like we loaded. Like what you think about Cam and the guards we have on this team?
Um, I just think it was. I think this was just bound to happen. Um, as soon as I saw he took the qualifying offer, I was just like, yeah, he's out of here. Um, I just don't think he wants to be here. The league now, in terms of his type of skill set, like it's going away from that. You know, a
Right.
lot of the two guards in the NBA are guys that can score, but also, if not great defenders, good defenders. Like it's just going towards a matter of 3-and-D wings or 3-and-D guards or whatever the case may be. I just don't think, in terms of the front office, they view Kim as part of that. Um, so I mean, it is what it is. Me personally, I would rather prefer he stayed in that or stays in that. But
My bad, y'all. Breeze called me. Every time we talk about Cam Thomas, Breeze called my phone, man. It's like
Yo,
What?
Are you serious?
That,
it's like
yo, that
I
is
don't
some
know, bro. It's
real
like he got an
spicy stuff.
innate like I don't know.
right, yo,
but I mean, it is what it is. Like I get the argument, but I just think it's for a 27th pick, and I don't want to make this about like because you see players from all over, wherever you pick, whether you 16, whether you 27, or whatever, if you put in the work,
okay.
you can make a name for yourself. But I just think with him being 27 and just him coming at this team at a bad time where we were just in championship
Damn,
mode.
Cam that old?
No,
Uh,
no, no, no,
no, no,
no.
no. He was
He
the
was the
27th
Oh, you
27th
pick.
mean you
pick.
mean where he got picked at?
Yeah,
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 Right,
yeah.
27th
right,
pick.
right,
So,
right, right.
so
20
he
yeah
just
from
came. If we were at, I feel like if we had this team now, and he was drafted, I feel like it would be different. Like because you will have him out there to make his mistakes, but also learn. Like he came here at a point where we were trying to win a championship, and our front office or whoever it may be wasn't really with rookie development. We wasn't on that. Like we had our guys, and we was trying to win.
But
Uh,
what about right now?
so right now, maybe they think they value the rookies and the guys that they getting over here now. These are guys that can do other things, and uh, right now we can get scoring in all areas, not just from one person. I think that's the viewpoint that they're looking at in terms of the players we got. We got some good wing defenders. We got some good guard defenders.
Now we need to work on that
Uh,
5.
right. So I mean, I guess that's how they're looking at it, and they're not looking at it just like, yo, Cam is going to be the main scorer. It's
I
going to
mean,
be like,
y'all
yo, all
laughing,
these
bro.
guys are
Like
going to
like
get
I
there.
said something
So,
wrong, bro. Like
No,
Yeah, I'm
you had me on the
laughing
Zach Eady thing. It was a
because
Kai
Nick
Dennis thing.
Claxton probably gonna be the best player on the court right now, man. And
Hell
Oh
no,
that's
that
no!
ain't
that's
Oh,
happening.
nasty
geez.
work.
no, no.
That means somebody got to
Dancing
be giving
King.
him the ball for him to be getting being the
oh
best
yeah, I
player on the
forgot
ball.
MPJ gonna be better than him,
Exactly.
and maybe what's that other guy?
Terrence Mann.
Like
Yeah,
Yo,
when
did
I
you?
when I
Mason
look when I look
Mason.
at
That
Claxton, bro, like I see to myself in terms of the center position. There's nothing about him that's like, all right, yo, I know where he is at all times on the court, and I need to be on my P's and Q's. I need to be make sure I'm on point. I don't
yes, it
see nothing
is.
from him. No, it ain't.
That's not
The
true.
only thing is when he
You
rolls
know
his
he gonna
basket.
be you know he gonna be the guy that's going to defend positions 1 through 4 at least, and he gonna need help with with guarding
He
some of
gonna
the
need
big
help with his
five.
own guarding his own
Yeah,
position.
Position.
and
This shit is crazy.
he
But
gonna
that's
be
the thing that
faster. You know
confuses
he
me
gonna
about
be
this
more
team.
nimble
Like,
than more of the dudes that's at the 5, and you
we talk
know
about
that
find
he a
him
rim
guarding
runner.
people. They should have got more people that can help
Jay, you've been telling me
Claxton.
that shit for
Like
3 years, bro, and
Yo,
I haven't,
hold
and
on.
I've
We
been
gotta turn
seeing
off the
very
police to get
minimal of it.
rings, man. We
What,
do.
him being
like
more nimble than
we
big
talking
guys?
about
What you
getting more.
mean?
We got 11
Just be
guards on this
nimble.
team.
Just be quick.
Nobody in the front office was thinking like, yo, let's get some big bruises back down in the court in the front court to
I
help
am.
Clax.
We had
Bro,
Like
opportunity
that's
to
niggas,
suggest them.
Hey, Jay
Bro,
already told you
I-
that's
that
y'all
they
being
don't
happy
like
with that
using
bruises.
it as the
European
next draft
basketball
pick.
bullshit, man.
Hey
Yo,
yo,
big
nah,
fan,
that's not Euro. It's not
Breezy.
even the Euro
Yo,
team thing, Greasy. It's
ain't no
just
Euro shit.
Breezy in the
Claxton don't know how
lobby,
to
I said
y'all.
go
defend
get
big,
her. I
big
said go.
guards.
You already
Wait,
know what
guys,
I said to go
wait,
get.
hold
Yo,
on. Let Breezy chime in, man. Breezy, tell us what are your thoughts, Breeze, on the news from Brian Lewis about Cam Thomas. We want to hear it, man, from the
I didn't
source.
hear the news. What would he say?
He basically says that Cam, when he saw the qualifying offer, means a divorce is imminent. And he's likely leaving. There's no chance of reconciliation. Regardless of what the team does to him, they could bench him, do whatever the hell they want. Cam is leaving for another team after the season.
Oh, he
That's what
that's
reported.
that he's a journalist. He's doing his job, bro. I think in his validity to what he said, John. I'm not gonna pretend like it's not. But at the end of the day, we still got to see Cam Thomas play with these said players. They
Right,
are teammates. Like to an
right.
extent, yeah, they're competing for minutes and they're competing for rotation minutes. I get it, but I'm looking at how we loaded with guards, bro. None of them elite scorers like that. And as far as elite defenders on the perimeter, I mean, we might have Terrence Mann. Y'all said Buffkin. Um, bro.
Drake
So that's what
Powell
I'm
can be
saying. Like
guard.
Drake Powell, he's a rookie, so I'm not, going to say, oh, we should demand that he be this elite defender out of this rookie season. But I don't think that I do think that to John's question, I do think that the relationship between Cam Thomas and Sean Marks is strained. I do, but I do think that
All right,
we still
all right.
got to get through the entire season before we get to the off season. And it's going to be a lot happening. To John's point the other day on the stream, he said if there was going to be any trade, it would be after December 16th. That's correct?
15, December 15,
15,
yes.
yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, December 15th. So that means we got what? 1 October, November.
You got about
We
3
got
months.
2, 3 months. We got 2.5 months of basketball before any decision is being made. In my opinion, as y'all already know, I think Cam Thomas is going to win over the hearts of the fans. I do.
Wow.
I feel like I feel like what's going to happen is this. And what I realized and I'm not going to hold you. I'm not going to hold you. This is partly me doing the KVN podcast with Tea Time. Before they got Jalen Brunson, the fans was kicking up dust about Jalen Brunson for like 2 years. 2 years. So my point is that the front office hears the fans. Whether they listen and agree with the fans and do what the fans are asking is one thing, but they definitely hear us. If Cam Thomas, like mind you, all of these guys that y'all talking about is going to play. But if Cam Thomas coming and can show that he can play in Jordy Fernandez's system, whatever system that is, it's going to be a hard pill to swallow for the Brooklyn Nets front office and um just the what you call the visual specs of it, because in my opinion, the Brooklyn Nets does not have a good rapport around the league with free agents because of KD, Kyrie, and Harden, and now with draft pick said Cam Thomas. So the Brooklyn Nets have to find a medium. They can't just walk. They just can't waltz around acting like, oh, they could do anything, like they got 17 championships like the Celtics or the Lakers. They're going to
Right.
have to find some middle ground to say, all right, we got to find a medium with these players. We can't just act like we the biggest thing in town. So you can't just make it seem like because, oh, we got you contractually the way we want you, that we just going to do whatever. It's going to be upheaval, for lack of better words. You know what I'm saying? Fans is going to start getting frustrated. And I'll land a plane saying this because I don't want to be too long-winded. Where I work, there's a guy who bought season tickets last year. He said to me, in quote, I'm not buying season tickets this year. It's no reason for me to buy season tickets. There's nothing exciting about the Brooklyn Nets. There's
Wow.
nothing going on for me to want to come to the games as a season ticket holder. I'm not saying that he said that he ain't going to no games, but there's other fans that think the same way. Why do I want to buy season tickets when they not doing right by the fans? So they're gonna have to listen, even if it's because the fans are not buying season tickets or whatever. Sooner or later, they're gonna have to find some middle ground. Because as
I ain't
of
even been
now,
picking up their phone calls. They've been
right?
calling about season tickets. I'm leaving them on. They're like, Jason, can you please pick up the phone? Like, we'd love to talk to you about our options. Like, we got free programs going on right now where you could come in and just tour the Barclays and see our new facilities, and then maybe we could talk about something. No, we ain't got nothing to talk about.
So hold on. Let me pose a question to the panel. Whoever first, right? Shout out to Ice, everybody.
Yeah.
What do you think about the Brooklyn Nets and what I said? Do you think they could just waltz around and just do whatever with the free agents and have bad rapport with the free agents in the draft picks? Or do they have to find some middle ground? Like they it's a give and take relationship. You know what I'm saying?
It's a
Well,
great question, Breeze. And I just like to say this, man. Like the spirit of the Brooklyn Nets base, it's strange. Like we've been through a lot in 10 years. You look at all the organizations that have been through a lot of crap. We have probably been through the craziest roller coaster ride any team would not think you could go through, and we've broken all those chapters. Like the sad thing, like you said, is fans are looking for anything to like about this team, but it's hard when you have an organization that thinks that they can constantly shuffle the deck, get anybody on this team, and they're all going to follow the Brooklyn culture. Like Brooklyn culture, Brooklyn grit, the Brooklyn way, it should mean something. Now the motto is, hey, remember, we play New York too. Like that's literally what the motto is right now. Like you cannot just keep saying that this is all about culture, culture, culture when it feels more like a company policy instead of a set of ideals. Like the base wants to feel like there's a Brooklyn culture being built, and it feels like we're just trying to find our way around a deep, dark gloom right now. And it's sad, but this goes to show you, like I even Leaf said that the fans were divided last year with tanking, not tanking, Cam fans, not Cam fans. Right now, from what I've heard the last few weeks and months this summer, the fans are in agreement on one thing, that this front office cannot be around for another 10 years if next year's draft goes the same as it did this one. After next year's draft, this team has to be winning or in the process of building winning habits. And if it's not, Sean and Joe have nobody to hide behind. You've thrown stars, role players, and now Cam under the bus. The fans are not going to allow this to keep going for another 10 years. So they got to get it right next year, or else there really is no hope in what this team can build with the current people leading it. So, Breeze, you made so many valid points, and I feel bad for the Brooklyn base that feel that their spirit is shot right now. I can't blame them for that, but I would just say this. Things can change. Like there are still some steps the Nets have to take and some aces they have to play in their deck, but they have to get next year's draft right if they help to build something real in Brooklyn. And the base deserves that after going through a 10-year circus riot. So good stuff you said, Breeze. But yeah, the base is going through it right now for sure.
Facts.
Yo, they can do that, Breeze, because right now it is a give and take, right? Not everything is going to be smooth. Not everything is going to be good. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So because one thing didn't go right with one player doesn't mean it wouldn't go right with other players. You know what I mean? Because Cam didn't get his money, Claxton got his money. It all depends on, it's situational. It's not just one player and he just stands out the most and everybody else gonna feel a certain type of way because everybody knows business. You know what I'm
Ice.
saying?
But
Yo, yo.
it's not this Ice. This is about Jared Allen. This is about Spencer. But listen to Spencer. I'm gonna go live later. I'm gonna show you this clip of Spencer. Listen to
Uh-huh.
listen to Spencer. Listen to Jared. I mean, you see what happened to Jared. Listen to Bruce Brown. Bruce Brown was sitting at WNBA games with Joe Tsai and his wife. He said, "Yo, they did not call me and
Uh-huh.
offer me anything. That's why I'm not on the team." Yo, so what I'm saying is all of the fan favorites, whether it be Bruce Brown or Jared Allen, we're not even going to talk about CT, but whether it be Bruce Brown, Jared Allen, whether it be Katie, whether it be Kyrie, they don't give a fuck. They just act like John said, that was a perfect way to put it. They just keep shuffling the deck. Like, yo, we tired, bro. And at the end of the day, the championship rosters don't be shuffling the deck. They get a core and they get people to, players to build around their solid core. You know what I'm saying? And nah, the Brooklyn Nets come on, man. We could do a lot better, is what I'm saying.
Shit.
Um,
I be right
Go
about
ahead,
a
bro.
lot of this shit that they be about to do, and I be hoping that they be right. Like I be hoping that, oh yeah, maybe I'm wrong and this shit not a dumbass idea, and then it just be dumbass idea after dumbass idea.
Gospel. Ice.
Nah, it do. Yo,
Yeah,
yo.
out of 11 of these
You can
players, like who you want in the rotation, Ice?
out of all 11 of these guards right here who I want in the rotation, bro, that is so tough, bro. That's so tough. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I want my boy Martin back on the team, but I really think he's not gonna make it. So I'm gonna say Cam. I'm gonna say Kobe might be in the rotation. Terrence Mann. Um, Etienne going to the G League. Yegor. So 1, 2, 3. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's already 4 guards. Um, Drake Powell might go to the G League. You know what I mean? That's 5. Um, then after
Okay.
that, I don't know. I don't know. Trayor's he's on the team, so he gonna be in there. That's what, 6. I said one,
You
two.
believe? Let me ask you, Ice. You believe in small ball with the Brooklyn Nets, or do you think we need a bigger front court?
Small ball doesn't work anymore. You know what I'm saying? Unless you got Draymond. You know what I'm saying? Unless you got Draymond, maybe a younger Ben when he was in his, you know what I'm saying, at his best. Maybe he could have worked like that, but no, you need a legit center. You know what I'm saying? Small ball is, and the NBA is moving big. You know what I'm saying? The NBA is moving bigger. Um, Center, power forward, big, 7 foot, 6'11", scoring, shooting threes, power forward. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's changes to that. So small ball's out the question.
And that's what
Yeah,
Marks has been doing for how many years with small ball. Like that's why me and Ice was so mad at this draft is you had guys that fit that new evolution of basketball where it's like 3-and-D, versatile defense type. And we did get that with some of these playmakers, but did you get the best player possible at those certain positions? No, because the Nets reached on 3 out of 5 of their guys. And that's the thing that's wrong with this organization. They gamble too much as opposed to building something solid. And that's what me and Breezy are talking about. It's like you can't keep reshuffling the deck and having a different core every year. Look at teams like Boston, Lakers, all these other teams that have different cores, but they've been able to maintain their main cores for a time period to win titles. Like you need an actual core for more than 3 years. if you're ever going to be a legit team. And the organization we have hasn't figured that out. They were scared to get a center for how many years right now? And then this draft, you had 8 to 10 different centers that we said they should have gotten, and they didn't want either one of them. But they want to get Danny Wolf because he's a mix of a forward and a big. Why not just get a center? Like, I don't understand why this organization is so scared to get the right type of player because they want to be cutesy and be like, oh, we got a guy that can play different positions. But no, it's positionless basketball. Like, you got to stop confusing the base with players that don't play the positions they're supposed to play at. Like, you're never going to have a real team until you actually have a set core and a team that can play certain roles on the team. This organization thinks that they could cheat their way with stars or with guys that can play out of position. It doesn't work like that in the NBA. This is not Euro basketball like that.
Right. Definitely not. You know what I'm saying? It's tough. Euro basketball is slightly different. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, what else, Jay? You got something else to say about this? Small ball in the NBA, Breezy X.
Man, my thing is whatever works for the team that you got. You know what I mean? That's what it's about. It's about playing with the team that you got. If you can play small ball, you can play, but everything ain't for every team. It's about your personnel.
Right.
Right. So that's what I'm saying, Jay. It's like they got all these guards. So out of 100 shot attempts, we taking 73 pointers. That's whack.
That's
Like
crazy.
that, bro, like 73 pointers is ridiculous, bro. Like they just be acting like taking the least percentage shot is what we supposed to be doing. And none of these dudes from Brooklyn, man. That's why I'm tight. Josiah ain't from Brooklyn. Sean Marks, Jordy Fernandez, they ain't from Brooklyn. Like it's like the whole style of Brooklyn. They don't even care how we play the game, bro. Point guards, they put the ball on the floor, they get to the rack, they know how to get 3 pointers because of the and one. They get to the midi, they do driving kicks, but not like dominating it so much. Like the driving kick offense is so predictable. You know how many times I watched a game and I seen the opposite team jump the passing lane because they know Ben Simmons gonna pass. That's why Schroeder was the man on our team, because Schroeder would get around that pick and take the midi. After taking the midi for so long, they have to react, bro. They have to do something different. They can't just sit in the passing lane and wait for the driving kick. So, you know what I mean? I just think that Diego, he could be utilized as the point guard. I hear rumors that he's not going to be the point because Nolan going to be the point and they're going to make him the three. Like, damn, stop developing players so damn fast. Let them do
Exactly.
what they do to get to on how they got to the NBA. If Diego got to the NBA being a point guard, his very first season, don't make him a fucking small forward. Excuse my language. Make him a point guard. Make him if you want to transition him into a small forward, don't do it the very first season.
Exactly.
Do it the second or maybe the third season, but to ask him to change everything that he was doing to make it to the NBA is not fair. It's basically you're
What you
taking
mean?
away player development.
Hold on, but ain't he the one who said he don't want to play point guard?
He said it the day after he got drafted, which was weird. But apparently, somebody said that maybe the organization told him to say that because they want him to play different roles on this team. But it's like so
He said
stupid. He's a
he's not a
6'8"
point guard.
point
He's a
guard.
connector. He said, "I'm not
No,
a
no,
point
I
guard. I'm
think
a
it was
connector."
because he was getting
He
his
said he
ass
a
bust
connector, Joey.
and he was
Yeah.
scared. I think it's because he was getting his ass
Yeah,
busted. He
that's
was
what he
scared to play
said.
point guard.
That's what he
Bro,
said.
you if
You know what I'm saying?
he should be a point guard, bro. Like
Go ahead.
connector, bro. All
He
right, then
most likely
connect.
he gonna most likely be a point forward. He probably won't be a legit point guard
I
unless he
mean,
can
what
get his
does it?
handles up.
Can I ask a
Yo,
question?
he
What
know
does?
he not gonna be able to keep up with the speed of the
Can I?
other point guards, the
Can I ask?
speedy point
Hey,
guards.
Joey, what's your question, Joey?
I'm saying, I mean, what does it really matter as long as he has the ball in his hands and he's distributing the ball and running the offense anyway? Like,
It
who
don't.
cares if he's a point guard or he's at the forward?
I mean,
We
it
seen, we
depends.
seen, we seen many shit. Jokic is a center and he runs the offense for the Nuggets because
Yeah,
he
but
can
no, no,
pass
no.
that
But
well.
the difference between is that he's pretty much in the same place. Like he's the center, so he's going to be at the foul line between the dotted. He's going to be at the foul line strike or between that and the key. That's where you're going to get Jokic. He might step back for the three a little bit, but for the most part, that's how he's running the offense. If you make Jaeger a point forward, then he's, in my opinion, regulated to the elbow. You understand? He'll be at the top of the three, but more times than not, as a small forward, you're going to be at the elbow. You're going to be at the elbow because what you're going to do? You're going to put the point guard at the elbow? No. You need the point guard to be coming straight up the middle, so that way you can position your other players. And this is the whole thing about this positionless basketball and this whole connected shit. Stop this shit, bro. Stop. This is not the Euro leagues. This is the NBA, bro. Position is supposed to mean something. Everybody want to just, you know, make it seem like just because the Euro League is picking up popularity that we just supposed to change everything we doing because of the Euro leagues. I disagree with that shit wholeheartedly.
Right, and
Bro.
you want Yegor to be active. You just want him to stand in the 3-point corner and just take up like 8 to 10 threes a night. Like you want him to be active constantly, setting motions and plays. That's my thing. Words like this is your lottery pick. I don't need him hitting threes like Duncan Robinson. He needs to be in the flow of the offense on all different types of plays. But if you make him a forward, he's not going to be running the offense as much. So, like I agree with Breezer heartily. You cannot just overwhelm a player doing different roles the first season. Let him do what they're good at, and then the second and third year progress them to being more versatile, stuff like that. Like we don't have to bum rush it because the way that they were half-assed in the Cam Thomas stuff, why are we trying to rush these guys' development? Let it happen naturally with Jordy. Like what are we rushing for now? What, we're gonna get a superstar next summer? Yeah, I'll see it when I believe it. Like stop. Come on.
Yeah, yo, I just think that again, a lot of us as fans, we've seen a lot. We all went through 82 games, watching the games. Like we invested in seeing the Brooklyn win for our own reasons. And at the end of the day, I do like to give who's here the benefit of the doubt. But Sean making my job tough. You know, I like to handle big optimism, bro. But these niggas got me dodging every dark cloud possible. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is, but God damn.
You and everyone else that's a Brooklyn fan.
Right. Yeah, nah, it's tough out here. You know what I'm saying? It's tough. Roster is we still at 24 guys. Gotta cut like 6. You know what I'm saying? It is tough, bro. To cut down on rosters like this during training camp, right? Training
I
camp.
told you it's Hunger Games, man.
It's easy
it's like a
work, man.
football team.
I could easily cut these plays. Let me show you how easy it is.
How easy
Ricky
is it, Breezy?
Council,
Here's the
Ricky
door. Get
Council,
out.
Tyrese Martin, Kobe Buffkin. I don't want to cut Terrence Mann. I don't. I don't even
Ooh.
like. I like Keon Johnson.
Terrence Mann not getting cut.
Keon Johnson deserved to play for the Brooklyn Nets. He put on, bro. He might not be the best player, whatever, but he put on he did his very best last year, bro. And I did. And again, I like his story because I seen the player development from the beginning to the end of the season. And
I was always a
everybody,
big Keon fan.
yeah, I know you was the one calling him Neon Keon. You had me tight.
Nah, go in on Keon and talk about his shooting splits and Gary and all. Y'all used to go in on Keon, bro. Yeah, there's a lot of people in the fan that hated Keon. But I mean, I get it. Like, I didn't say he was the say all be all, but you could see I like him because he's a gritty player and he doesn't back down from anybody. And you need guys like that on your team with that type of confidence. And I think and like Breezy said, the more he played, the better he got. And I think as long as you keep giving him playing time, keep developing him, keep encouraging him, he will only get better. You know what I mean? Once he garners that, you know what I mean? He garners that what's the word I'm looking for? You know what I mean? Once he gets his, once he feels comfortable. So I like Keon, man.
Yo, hold on.
I agree with you.
Can I answer this? What player one said? He said Breezy need to stop. One of the biggest reasons OKC won was because they were willing to play positionless basketball. That's not true. Shea was always the point.
That's what I meant to say. Confidence.
Right. Shea was the point guard. I'll give you Jalen Williams was the 2 and the 3 at times. Pretty much Shet was the 4, maybe the 5. Fucking Isaiah Hartenstein definitely played the center. Like they had Scott, that coach knows what he's doing. Let's not compare OKC to the Nets because they were sound on defense. And I watched a video player one on what how good they were and why they were that good. It's because they were, first off, they were in sync on defense, right? So they never gave up on a play. Even if a defender got past them, one of the things that the video showed was that they will always swipe at the ball. They wasn't necessarily always trying to steal a ball, but it was like they trying to deflect it. They trying to interrupt your shot. Like they just pesky and shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? It wasn't because Shea was playing center for half of the game, and then he was playing point guard for half of the game. So I gotta, I gotta firmly disagree with player one on this. And
I mean,
sometimes I agree with player one, but I can't agree with this.
it
I can't.
can work, but it can work. But just like Jay said, you have to have the personnel to do it. I mean, to
Yeah,
say that
we
small
don't.
ball can't work, I mean, it can't work. Nah, it can. You just have to have the personnel to execute it properly. And it's not
Exactly.
for every team. You know what I mean? So you, like Jay said, you got to know your personnel. You got to know their strengths. And if you're trying to play that way, then you have to mold your team that way. You have to draft that way. You got to go out and get particular players in free agency that's going to fit that small ball mold. Because at the end of the day, when you're playing small ball, everybody is supposed to be able to handle the ball. Everybody's supposed to be able to pass. Everybody's supposed to group rebound. You got to pick up you got to pick up a lot of slack from not having a big player in the paint. And y'all got to collectively do that as a group. You know what I mean? So it can be done, but you got to have the right personnel. I think it's
And
mostly done
identity.
when you have mostly players that are like wings, because everybody looks at wings as like the Swiss Army knife in the league. If you got wings that's strong enough to be able to hold their own against players, but still fast enough to keep up with guards and still have that skill set to be able to dribble and pass, those are the type of players that you look for when you want to build a small ball team. Players with that wing type of wings with that type of skill set. You know what I mean? That
Right.
Swiss Army knife skill set. So
Yeah, that's true.
And they developed everything on that team. I mean, look at their two ways. Aaron Wiggins, didn't they bring him in on like a two way? He was like drafted 40, 50. That guy became a
He's
key
like
rotation
55th
piece.
or some shit
How,
like
how
that.
many two ways have the Brooklyn Nets last 10 years gone through? Like literally gone through, and none of them ever broken out like that. OKC, they found their guy. Like OKC does everything so differently and so well than we do. I have a guy on Twitter, Mark, who's telling me that, oh, OKC had a bad year tanking when they had Al Horford on the team and they got Josh Giddey. Fast forward 4 years later, youngest championship team of all time, traded Giddy for Caruso and got Hartenstein. Like they made all the right moves and built a team from the bottom up, and one of the youngest teams ever. What are we building right now? We got we.
yeah, I don't like that comparison, bro.
No,
We talk
I
about
said
this. Go ahead. I'm
wait, yeah,
sorry. Go ahead.
I said to Jay, we came up with the junkyard squad last year. We now are literally a junkyard trying to find anything and everything to justify this team being a culture building team. But it's like you got to get the personnel and the talent, like Joey's talking about, because we can't just follow a blueprint from OKC, Boston, or whatever team that's done it already. You got to build your own identity. I don't even know if we have our own identity right now on this team.
I
Like,
just
Yeah.
what,
want to say, John, respectfully, I don't agree with that. Agree with pretty much comparing the net situation to the OKC, because granted, yes, I will give Presti his props. He has an eye for talent. He knows his market. He knows what he needs to do to build a contender in his market and how to go about that. But we have to understand, Presti had draft picks. He had creme de la creme draft picks. We can't sit here and be like, yo, compare our draft picks that got that he's getting in
Facts.
1 through 10 to guys we're picking in the 20s in the second round. Like
Right.
Mark's never. To be fair, I know I'm not trying to save Mark's, but to be fair, Mark's never had that type of leverage in the draft.
So
he had all
that's
the
true.
summer though, Joe. He had 5 picks.
Yeah,
He had
I mean,
one
yeah, this is
quarter
the first
of the
year.
draft in
This
his
is the
hand.
first year. I get it. This is the first year. And this is the first year. And even though a lot of people don't like what they saw in the draft, these guys still haven't played yet.
No,
All
that's fair.
right.
So
I'll give you
So
that, Jay.
On
I'll
that
give you that. I'll give you that.
on that note, I got to close out. Y'all can give y'all shout outs. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and do what y'all do.
Great show, Ice, Joey, Jay, and big fan Breezy came on the chat, and I know Leaf was on too. Great take, Leaf. Listen, great show, guys. This is going to be a long ass year in Brooklyn, but we just got to keep the strength. Like Joey says, win, lose, draw, we here. If you ever want to talk fun basketball, find me on Twitter. Everything B. Keenan John, because I'm always talking about Brooklyn Nets basketball. You heard?
Yo, what's good, man? It's Notorious on X, Joey BK. Listen, rebuilds aren't fun. We knew this. Like, it's going to take time. When you starting from the bottom and you trying to build from the studs, and you got the car in the shop, and the engine is up on the hoist, and the doors is off, and everything is ripped off of the car. That's the stage we at, and it's not pretty. It takes time. I get
Come
it.
over here.
We're going to be frustrated, but you know what I mean? Just stick with it, man, because we can't stay down for forever.
All right, Breezy, you want to shout out your channel until you go live tonight?
Yeah, you skipped Jay though. Where you at, Jay?
Yeah.
Jay, you there? Oh, all right. Yeah. Well, y'all can find me at Big Fan Breezy. I'll probably go live tonight, or if Ice go live, you find me there. I think you know what I'm saying. I'm more than likely might go live tonight. It's a lot to talk about. And on top of that, I just want to say shout to the Nets fans. We the best fans. I see the fan base growing. I want to say, thank you to all y'all, man. Everything Brooklyn Nets, John, Ice, this is JTV, Notorious, Leaf, anybody that I might, Brooklyn LM, anybody I forgot to mention. And yeah, man, I'm glad you did this live, man. This was dope.
All right, that's what's up. Y'all know my motto. Y'all don't have to like. Y'all don't have to subscribe because I don't know anything. You heard? And we out.
Peace.
All right, peace.
Come on. Come here, girl. Come on.